Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 10 of 2024 we had 120 tournaments with a total of 2,576 players and 9,332 games played. This week the Space Marines remain at the top with 24 wins and 59 top 3 placings. Their weighted placing is 15.5, which is a lot better than the 44.4 they got last week. This is a massive improvement on last time, but they struggled a fair bit in terms of their weighted placing. The majority of their results do come from the smaller tournaments, but they do manage to pick up a fair few wins at the big ones as well. The Necrons are in second again with 12 wins, 43 top 3 placings, and a weighted placing of 15.5. This is a stark improvement on the weighted placing of 52.5 they got last week. With both the Space Marines and Necrons seeing massive improvements on last week, it looks like they just had a rough one last time. The Custodies come next, also getting 12 wins, with 36 top 3 placings and a weighted placing of 11.3. They do perform better in terms of their weighted placing, but nearly all their wins come from the smaller tournaments. The Tau get 10 wins, 17 top 3s and a weighted placing of 9, the third best overall. This marks a rather impressive week, although we have seen them have similar performances in the past. It will be interesting to see if this changes when their Codex sees play. We know the Crew box with early access to the Codex is up for pre-order on Saturday the 16th of March. Guard are the last faction in blue, with 8 wins, 28 top 3 placings, and a weighted placing of 13.6. They did get first and second at the biggest tournament this week, the 190-player California Team Championship, which we will cover in an upcoming tournament spotlight. The Death Guard and Tyranids top the green group with 6 wins and 19 top 3s. They have weighted placings of 14.3 and 16.7 respectively, which is a great result for both factions. The Thousand Suns also get 6 wins, with 10 top 3s and a weighted placing of 8.8, which is the second best overall. They continue to perform well, and we have featured them in our most recent tournament spotlights. The Orcs and Eldari both get 5 wins, with the Orcs getting 12 top 3s and the Eldari getting 11. The Orcs do have a better weighted place with 18.2 compared to 20.4. Both factions have a pretty similar result to last week. There are 3 more factions in green who all get 4 wins. Sisters top this little group courtesy of their 15 top 3s. They have a weighted placing of 16.3, which is marginally better than the World Eaters' 16.8. The Admech get the best weighted placing this week with an impressive 6.8. This is a big improvement on the weighted placing of 24 they got last week. We see a few less factions in yellow this week, but we do see some familiar ones. Chaos Space Marines are at the top of the group with 3 wins. Demons and Votan both get 2 wins, with similar weighted placings of 35.5 and 34.5 respectively. The Grey Knights also get 2 wins this week, with both types of Knights and Genestealers picking up a single win. Rather surprisingly, Drukhari are the only faction in red, not being able to get a win. They do have a good number of top 3s with 13, which is more than the 5 factions above them. I would estimate they will be able to get some wins in next week's stats. 22 factions manage at least 1 top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 206. The Necrons are in second with 109 top 10 placings, followed by Custodies in third on 106 top 10 placings. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 19.41% of all players taking them. Necrons are the second most popular on 8.73%, followed by Custodies in third on 7.8%. In my opinion, these 3 factions will remain the most popular, at least until the release of the Tau Codex. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week the Thousand Suns topped the charts with a win rate of 58.3%. They have certainly cemented their place as one of the factions to beat at the moment. The Necrons are just in the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 54.9%. This is a slight drop off for them, but only by a very small margin. The Custodies are very close behind with a win rate of 54.8%, which is again a similar result to last time. The Tau come next with a win rate of 53.1%. We have seen the first rules previews for their new codex, which isn't too far away now. There is some discussion about the change to the loadouts for crisis suits. In the new codex there will be 3 data sheets, with a seemingly fixed-ish loadout for each. As a Tau collector myself, I'm a little concerned that some of my loadouts will be sent to Legends, especially as I didn't magnetize them when I first built them. There will definitely be an issue with the most competitive of Tau players, with 3 cyclic ion blasters being by far the most popular choice on crisis suits. With this loadout now going to Legends, there will be some understandably annoyed players. I do understand why they've removed the option of cyclic ion blasters and airburst fragmentation projectors, as they don't come in the kit. I do think it would have been better to do this in the index, rather than waiting for the 10th edition codex. We will have to wait and see exactly how restrictive each type of crisis suit is, but for people who have placed fusion blasters with plasma rifles, like I have, It'll be a bit disappointing if they can't use that loadout anymore. With all that said, Sisters are on a win rate of 52.5%, with the World Eaters on 51.7%. The World Eaters in particular see a decent increase on their win rate of 47.8% they got last week. The Leads of Votan and Chaos Knights both get a win rate of 51.2%, which is a big increase for both these factions. The Death Guard have a win rate of 50.9%, with the Grey Knights just getting in green with a win rate of 50.6%. We do have a few less factions in yellow this time, with the Guard topping the group on 46.6%. Orcs are close behind with 46.4%, followed by Demons on 46.3%. Imperial Knights and Admech both get a 45.7% win rate. Last week I did suggest that the Eldari are getting closer to their pre-data slate form. Well, it looks like I was wrong, as they only managed to get a win rate of 45.2% this week. We have seen quite a few Ynnari lists which take Drukhari allies, but the Drukhari have also struggled this week with a win rate of 44.4%. The Space Marines overall get a win rate of 43.8%. Stay tuned till later on in the video to see how the individual chapters perform. This week the Genestealer cults are the only faction in red, with a win rate of 38.9%. The Netcons remain at the top with a win rate of 55.8%. It looks like they will remain around a 55% win rate for the foreseeable future. Custodians are close behind with a win rate of 54.4%, although they do perform marginally better at the smaller tournaments. The Thousand Sons are now comfortably in third place with 53.6% after consecutive weeks with a good performance. The lists we have been looking at recently are very character heavy, with Magnus, Ahriman, Infernal Masters and Sorcerers always being included. This is usually backed up by a load of Rubric Marines, or occasionally a big squad of Terminators. The Grey Knights are on a win rate of 52.7%, and like the Custodes, they perform better in the smaller tournaments. The Tau come next with a win rate of 51.3%. We will have to keep an eye on the 4-week rolling win rate when the Codex releases. If the Dark Angel Codex is anything to go by, this is still a long way off. Imperial Knights have a win rate of 50.9%, and the Drukhari are the last faction in green with a win rate of 50.7%. The majority of factions are in yellow, with only 4 factions below the Goldilocks zone. Guard have some competitive lists which can win big tournaments, despite their win rate of 44.7%. We will have a look at the Space Marine chapters shortly, with Admech still struggling on a win rate of 43.1%. Chaos Space Marines are firmly at the bottom of the pack, with a win rate of 41.6%. Overall, the meta seems to have settled, with many factions getting similar results on the weekly win rates. I'm sure there will be variations, but I think we can be pretty sure of who the best and worst factions are at the moment. As the chapters ahead only have a few players, this week the second most popular chapter, the Black Templars, topped the charts with a win rate of 51.2%. They're the only chapter in green with a decent number of players, with the Space Wolves getting a win rate of 48.5%. The third most popular chapter, the Blood Angels, get a win rate of 46.7%, which is an improvement on recent form for them. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, just getting the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45%. As the Codex is only just fully released, it won't be till next week until we have some data with the new rules. The Ultramarines get a win rate of 41.9%, with the Iron Hands on a 40% win rate. We see a lot of chapters in red this week, with the Deathwatch and Raven Guard on a win rate of 38.7%. The Salamanders and Imperial Fist win a third of their games, with the White Scars on a win rate of 26.3%. The unknown chapters really show how much Space Marines are struggling in general, with a win rate of 35.4%. Some of the Divergent chapters are performing reasonably well, but it is notably hard going for the Codex chapters. The Black Templars remain at the top of the running totals, with a win rate of 50.4%. The Space Wolves are the only other chapter with a decent number of players in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 47.7%. The Dark Angels are on a win rate of 44.7%, and from what I have heard about their new Codex, it is unlikely it will dramatically increase once it sees play across tournaments. The Blood Angels have moved up the rankings. They now have a win rate of 43.3%. Phyllis's favourite Blue Boys, the Ultramarines, are on a win rate of 43.2%, with the Salamanders close behind on 43.1%. The Deathwatch are the last chapter in yellow, with a win rate of 42.1%. The Imperial Fists are on 38%, the Iron Hands have a win rate of 37.6%, with the White Scars on 32.8%, and the Raven Guard on a 29.3% win rate. As we only have a few players in the weekly, we will focus on the win rates since the data slate. The Word Bearers and Alpha Legion top the win rates both on 45.9%. The Emperor's Children just get in the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 45.2%. The Iron Warriors are on a win rate of 42.3%, followed by the most popular warband, the Black Legion, on a win rate of 37%. The Night Lords are the last warband with a decent number of players. They're on a win rate of 36.5%. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.